Welcome to another video, and I'm very excited to have you here today, because today we're going to be looking at one of the newer coins, LUNC, or Lunar Classic. Lunar Classic is one of the cryptocurrencies that got out of this new bull run. So basically, we are going to be starting at the 12-month time frame. At the 12-month time frame, you can see that there is just one candle to be presented. This single candle is showing bullish vibes at this moment. Going down to the 6-month, this view kind of stays confirmed. However, we do have a pretty weak closure of the first 6-month candle, and we are now on our way to close this bullish engulfing candle. We would like to close exactly at this point to be considered a bullish engulfing candle. Going to the 3-month time frame or the quarterly time frame, we can see the same. We are still in a very bullish territory because we have just closed as a bullish engulfing. It would be normal to see some consolidation, but it could also very possibly be that this is going to be a huge slingshot for new all-time highs. Usually when you trade a bullish engulfing candle like this, you would like to have an entry at around 50 or 75% of the candle, and then you can put a stop loss just below the lowest point. Going down to the monthly time frame, we are starting to see some more candles. LUNC is now pretty much around 6 months old, and it's really starting to get into shape. This candle of August 2022 is the one that started the pretty big bullish momentum. We even got all the way up from around 0.0002 to around 0.0006. Almost 3 times more than it was. And now from the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is starting to show us some very interesting things. We can also start to put on the indicators back again and take a look what is going to be happening. Let's start at the beginning, because now we are getting a clearer view of what happened over the last months and last weeks. You can see that the first few weeks were not that special. Then we've had a huge buy up all the way up to 0.0013, which obliterated all the previous candles. Then we saw a lot of consolidation, almost like we saw at Gala in our other analysis, so make sure to check that out as well. But after that consolidation, we saw a bullish engulfing candle, and this weekly bullish engulfing candle gave the starting signal for around a 3 times to 4 times price increase, because from that point on we had around 400% profits on this trade, if you would have entered, of course, at the bottom of the candle. At this moment we can see that we've had a huge increase followed by consolidation, and the next bullish engulfing candle has already formed. So at this moment, based on candlestick patterns, you could say that if we are able to get an entry at around 50 or 75% of this candle, you would be in good business. And you would be in good business for probably portraying a new all-time high. Going down to the daily perspective, the view stays the same. It's just crazy. You can see that after the first run up, we've had a decent time of consolidation with almost like a capitulation event with a huge red candle, followed by just a punch through the 50 daily moving average, punch through all of the last resistances that we've had, a small consolidation before going for the all-time high. This is basically just one straight shot up. Then we had again some consolidation back up at this trend zone, and then you can see that we have had some consolidation back again at this support zone, but this support zone caved in. It just completely got obliterated, but that also gave the signal that it was time that the sellers were losing steam. And you can see that we've had a huge daily bullish engulfing candle, followed by some consolidation, followed by another new high, and this is a pattern that you should be worried about, because this is known as an evening star pattern. We've had a big bullish candle followed by a smaller candle which can be indecisive, a bit red or a bit green, then followed by a bearish engulfing. From this standpoint, we could say that prices are going to be declining, but based on the positive side that we are still above our little support zone that we have right here, the support zone that we came from all the way finding the liquidity here, and the 50 daily moving average would make us say that we are in a pretty decent zone right now. If you were to look for an entry based on the daily time frame, the best thing to do is to at least wait until we touch the red line again before moving up higher. This would be a decent place for an entry, or maybe even lower inside the support zone. Do take into account that these candlestick patterns usually are very negative, and especially if they are based up of a previous resistance zone. So it is quite a serious signal. However, taking the longer time frames as this weekly bullish engulfing, taking that into account, we could seem to be able to get a nice entry inside of this bullish engulfing candle. We might not even make it all the way to half of the candle, but that would be fine, because based on the weekly time frame, we are going for new highs. Taking a look at the lower time frames, going to the real to the day trading zones for all of you guys that like to scalp or do some quick trades, we are going to be checking it right now. You can see that the last 4-hour candle was a bit, last few 4-hour candles were a bit, I wouldn't say surprising, but they were a bit disappointing. You can see when you've had a downtrend, you can see some small candles right here, and you get obliterated by this candle. That is a huge signal that prices are probably going to be dropping even further. So from the 4-hour time frame, we could say that we are still needing to find a decent support zone. The decent support zone, in my opinion, would be anywhere in this box, preferably anywhere above this signal, making this bullish engulfing candle have its strength once more. Going down to the 1-hour time frame, not a lot has been happening. You can see a small bearish flag like right here. This would mean that you could extract this. Let's see what will happen if we get to that zone. The target for this bearish flag is pretty much around here or around here, so that would get us more or less towards the moving average on the daily time frame. Going down lower, we can see that the support zone right here at this area is starting to get hold of something, but altogether it's not that much. 15 minutes time frame is giving us the same signal. It seems to be wanting to go down a bit lower because we are still getting suppressed by the 50 moving average and most of all the 200 moving average. You can see that once we broke through the 200 moving average, we haven't touched it until this point, where we touched it around 3 to 4 times. It was too weak to break up, so we tried again right here and we fell down again. We fell down back up until the 50 moving average, broke it, retested it as support, and we are now seeing it as a resistance. I'm sorry, we retested it as a resistance and we're now seeing it as resistance. So from the very short time frame, shorting this red area would be the way to go, up until we find a new support on top of it, and then we could long all the way to the purple. This was a bit of a shorter analysis. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. To conclude, at this moment, the most probable way for LUNC to go is the way up, because we have seen such a strong weekly time frame. And the longer the time frame, the more impressive the signals are. At this moment, from the weekly time frame, we would say that LUNC could be at the breaking point of reaching new all-time highs. Let me know what you think about LUNC. Will we get a drop all the way down to 0.00013, or are we going for that next zero? Are we going for 0.001? Let me know what you guys think, and I would love to see you in the next video.